Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today we are going to be talking about the Overwatch League off-season for Season 5 this time. Obviously for the Overwatch League this is going to be a weekly occurrence video where I'm going to be talking about the changes that has happened basically this week. It'll be every Sunday and I'm probably going to be uploading it maybe each Sunday or Monday. Just depends on how lazy I am. Anyways, we first start off with the changes. Obviously, a change that isn't occurred in this signing trade thing for Wikipedia is Moby Dick leaving the Philadelphia Fusion. He was the assistant coach for them, and I think he was there for 2 years, if I remember correctly, since 2020. And so he's had a pretty good run with the Fusion, and hopefully he does get into a different team. Next one was Harsha. He has retired from Overwatch and after being I think the head coach for the Houston Outlaws. A very successful year for the Outlaws, I must say. But I can't remember what the reason was. He just doesn't have the feel with the game anymore, so he has retired. So he has decided to retire. Next up was Mano. He has left the Philadelphia Fusion to do his mandatory military service, which is obviously mandatory in Korea. I mean, it makes sense. He was a subpar mid-pack tank this time, unlike the other seasons where he, he was like a top three main tank. He was just a mid-pack main tank this time. I do wish Mano the best of luck in his military service, and I do wish he will hopefully come back to the Overwatch League because I shall say for for everyone since the beginning of the Overwatch League, he has made some great memories, and hopefully he'll be back in the Overwatch League very soon in the future. Next up is the Toronto Defiant, where this is what I'm going to be talking about a lot. I'm going to be talking about this team a lot in this video. They've got rid of everyone, including Ho Chi Lee, who was the assistant coach for Toronto Defiant, except for Hisu. Hisu is the only player who has basically survived the snapping from the Defiant. They still obviously have the coaches. I think of was it KDG and someone else. I can't remember. It's KDG and Yang Wang. Those are well also like the other coaches as well who have stayed. So Hisu is the only one who has survived, and that basically means that they're probably going to be working around Hisu. I haven't heard anything about the Toronto Defiance rumors or anything, but it's most likely they're probably going to maybe a Korean roster, a full Korean roster, no Western players like Aspire and Logix were, just a full-on Korean team. I think it also makes sense as well because on Reddit, and I'll actually shout out to ATP actually mentioning this because I didn't know about this before I watched his video. Apparently, according to Logix, he felt really isolated because the Defiant had a separate Discord server for just the Korean team, for like the Korean players. So like Michelle's and Asado, Neist, Aztec, Lastra, Sunjae. Everyone except for Logix, and I guess also Spy as well, but he came in pretty late. Was in that Discord server, and they had their own dedicated Discord server as well. They just didn't talk in it. They mainly talked in the Korean one. So Logix felt very isolated in that, and that's a very interesting thing to note out about the Defiant. That basically means that they're most likely going to be doing a full Korean roster. That's what's most likely going to happen. But we'll see what Defiant wants to change. It was a bit of a clown move by the Defiant by making just a separate roster for Koreans. It's a very clown move. So hopefully, I do hope Aspire and Logix both of them get into teams, including the rest of the players as well, and Ho Chi Lee. For Paris Eternal, they got rid of we have five people. Three of them are the players. Vistola, which makes sense because he was basically a stand-in. Suna, makes sense because he didn't really play that much. And the weird one, which is Onigod. Only God was possibly the most consistent player in that team, along with probably the Khan. Yeah, Khan. Um, Naga also did really good as well. Dan did pretty well. Drijo did really well. Why did they get rid of Only God? What was the point of it? And another one, which I'm really which is surprising to me, is getting rid of Get Amazed. I would have put him as coach of the year. I'll be honest. He coached that team so well. We all expected them to be like in the bottom of the leaderboard, but no, they came like, where did they came? They came like inside the play-in, so they came like I think eighth. They came in the standings, came fucking eighth, which is impressive for the internal. And they also got rid of the translator for J-Mac, who was the assistant coach. He's most likely going to be the head coach now, which is going to be really exciting. But I still put get Amaze into a team, please. He needs to be in a team. He did so well for the Eternal. Only got did an amazing job as well for the Eternal. Vastola did average. Suna didn't really do anything. But just please, I want Get Amaze and Only got to be in a team. Please, if they don't get into a team, that's basically a crime. That is a big crime. So they need to get into a team, in my opinion. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling about that. Dallas Fuel also made some changes as well. They got rid of Jexay and Pine, and Rappel has retired. I can't remember if it was for military service. I don't think it is. Let me just have a look at the tweet. I think it might be just because of just lack of, oh, like he just doesn't really want to play in Overwatch anymore. Trying to have a look, but I think it's likely it's gonna be because just Overwatch. He just doesn't really feel about Overwatch anymore. It is a shame that Rappel has retired. I think he did. I mean, it was mainly Fielder who was playing in the flex support role, but he did do pretty good though. In the Overwatch League. So I wish him the best of luck. As for Jackson and Pine, hopefully they get back into a team. People could be crying about why Dallas will got rid of Pine and everything. I mean, if he was signed a lot earlier and he got into Dallas a lot earlier, then he would have been played, but he didn't because like it was like no time for him to be like incorporated into the team. So yeah, it's been unlucky there. Next up is the other Texan team of the Houston Outlaws, getting rid of Django and Juby. I'm a bit confused about why they got rid of these two. I guess, like, I mean, Juby did pretty good. I mean, it also makes sense because Jake was mainly the main support role. He was playing the Brigida. As for Django, I mean, this is also because of 5v5 as well, because they're going to be one less tank. I guess it also makes sense. But Django I mean, average job. I'm going to say like a pretty decent job on the Outlaws. He did a pretty good job. Hopefully they both get into a team. I won't be surprised if they do get into a team, but if they don't, that's gonna be kind of surprising to me. Next up, it is Among. The Yodo Chad himself has left the Chengdu Hunters. This is a very sad occasion. Obviously, he's been with the team since season 2, since the Hunters obviously announced their roster. Um, he's also left some great memories with the Chengdu Hunters, and hopefully he does. Like, the weird thing about this is that I don't know what team he'll be in. Like, maybe Shanghai, maybe Guangzhou, maybe Hangzhou, but like even maybe they're Valiant if they go into a Chinese roster. I don't know if they will though. But I don't know what other team Among will go to. I don't know. Like obviously he will have to go to a full into a Chinese team. But what Chinese team? Other than the Hunters, what Chinese team else are there? Like, I guess like they can maybe Shanghai can get to him, but Fate is just better. Maybe Guangzhou. Maybe he'll be a good fit for Guangzhou because I mean Hangzhou already has Gushui, and we have no idea what the hell Valiant's going to do. They're going to be a full Chinese roster or a full Korean roster. I don't know because I think they're going to be staying in APAC. But most likely he may go to Guangzhou. I won't be surprised if he does because they definitely need an upgrade in their main tank. Rio is just average. Among is just I mean they're also I mean they're both, I mean he's both pretty average, but in my opinion he should maybe go to Guangzhou. I don't know though. But sad for Among to leave Chengdu. We'll see what other changes Chengdu does as well. Next up, is Yong leaving the Dallas Fuel as the assistant coach. No, I think they will be main. I know Rush is most likely going to be staying with the Fuel. I'm pretty shocked that Young is leaving. I don't know if he taught. I don't know if he asked that he was going to leave or the Dallas was like, yeah, piss off. Obviously they won't say that, but they'll be like, okay, we're just not going to renew your contract. I do, but Young. I feel like Young actually did contribute a lot to the Fuel along with Rush. Basically the whole coaching stuff, like Rush, Young, Aid, they did a fantastic job with the Fuel, and I really hope he does get back into a team. I really do hope he gets back into the Overwatch League. If he doesn't, then that's a bit unlucky, but hopefully he does. Next up, it is the whole of the Florida Mayhem, except for Yaki, um, leaving the team. Well, does that mean like the players roster? BKB, Checkmate, OGE, Gargoyle, Slime, and Gangnam Jin. I do think Slime, Gangnam Jin may get into a team, or almost like most definitely. Gargoyle maybe, BKB maybe, Checkmate maybe. The one that I'm very worried about is OGE. He has been struggling for the past years, and he has not performed very well. He's been mainly a mid-pack tank, main tank, and he has. I mean, he got replaced by Checkmate, who is normally a DPS player. That basically shows big old red flags for everyone if they want to sign OGE. That they may need to. Well, I mean, it's also, in my opinion, it's also the Mayhem's fault because they didn't get another main tank to just in case for OG, which I think they should have gotten another main tank for like just in case if OG doesn't perform well. But the Mayhem didn't, and it's kind of their fault. Obviously, they also got rid of Docs and Inside One as well, as I forgot to mention. I think that was like a couple videos ago, which I did mention that. And actually, I'll get to Helio thoughts very very soon. But there's also some other rumors as well about the Mayhem, where their direction is most likely going to be going. But everyone except for Yaki has left the team. Also including Kuki as well. Kuki has not left the team, but there are some rumors about that as well. Next up is the LA Gladiators. They made some changes as well. They got rid of Mira and Muse. I mean, makes sense for Mira. He didn't really play that much. It was mainly like Kevster, Birdring. Mainly those two players were in. But I won't be surprised if he gets into another team. I think he's very talented. He's a very, very talented player. So hopefully he does make it to a team. Muse, on the other hand, he did a pretty decent job. I'll be honest. He did very, very good. Especially as the sole main tank of the team, he did a pretty good job. I'm happy with his performance. Obviously, I mean, there were like stuff about like Muse is going to be like a Rookie of the Year candidate. Obviously, I just want to mention that he went to Pelican. Rookie of the Year went to Pelican. But Muse did a pretty good job anyways. I think I won't be surprised if they both get into teams, into like either different teams or the same team. I don't know, but I won't be surprised if they get into an Overwatch League team. And the final one, well, not really the final one because legit like 20 minutes ago, another announcement happened. The Washington Justice got rid of a total of three, well, actually two players and one coach. Chuba and Closer have left, and Hokari has also left. Closer was meh, I'll be honest. Closer will also be doing his mandatory military service, just to let you know. I think, okay, yeah. So, Chuba, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's LFT right now. As for Hookery, I think he's also LFT. They did meh, obviously. Well, just the Justice is very, very good. Chuba didn't get a lot of playtime. I think it was mainly Decay and Assassin. Jerry also didn't get a lot of playtime as well, so I won't be surprised if Jerry leaves. But I think the support role, like the supports was definitely the weakest point in the Justice this season. Close and Baby didn't really do much. The coach did meh, I'll be honest, they did pretty good. The DPS also showed up big time, and the tanks as well. but I won't be surprised if there's going to be more changes for the Justice. As for the other change, it was actually related to Shanghai Dragons. There's nothing big, don't worry. It's only Develop. Develop has left the Shanghai Dragons. Um, I don't. So he's going to be now a free agent. Obviously, we don't know what team he's going to be joining. He only played like one map, and that was like near the end of the season because of just burnt out from Fleta and Lip. So obviously they want to get developed, and who are you into to get some playtime, which is obviously understandable for Shanghai Dragons. I don't know if there's any more announcements that happened like, during this video, but I will be having a look after when I talk about this. Not surprised at all. Develop didn't really do much, I'll be honest. So yeah, just if he gets into another team, cool. But yeah, Develop didn't really do much. Let me have a look if there's any more roster changes that happened. Okay, so there's no other changes there after Develop has left the Shanghai Dragons. Obviously, Xe has also joined Solaris, which basically means that he will be in the NA contenders. Oh god, that's gonna be fun for everyone in North America. Anyways, let's have a look at Halo of Thoughts. Obviously, if you don't know Halo of Thoughts, he is obviously a reporter who reports on stuff, on like rumors and everything. And I'll just first talk about this tweet that he obviously tweeted out. So if we talk about like rumors and everything, if there's a tweet called according to sources, that's basically confirmed. If it's my understanding, that is basically information, but has not been confirmed yet. So let's have a look at the first tweet. And this is also for the Florida Mayhem. The Florida Mayhem are supposedly expected to make wholesale changes for Overwatch 2, with the former American Tornado roster likely to be joining. This is according to multiple sources. This basically means that it is confirmed. If we have a look at the American Tornado roster currently the American Tornado roster, which I don't really know where that is. There we go. Oh, it's actually been disbanded. But this was basically their roster. So I think it's going to be mainly I guess like a combination of Bobby Wasabi and Redbird Esports, if that's what it looks like here. So that means like Speedly may join, Hydron may join, Rainer, OJ, or OG. I actually don't know. Is he age enough? Yes, he is age enough. Okay, so I think is he? Yeah, I think he's aged. Um, then Ultraviolet and False, maybe Aspire may join. Ice may join. Wob may join. Beast has retired, so don't really worry about him. Cucumber as well. So all these teams may join. There's also there. All these players may join it, but I don't know though. We just have to wait to see. But I did not know that it actually disbanded. I'll be honest, I did not know that. So, it was pretty sad about that. I'm very sad about that. But if it is true, that's also great. Next one, according to multiple sources, the NYXL is supposedly going to allow Jonak to test free agency. This is a quite big shocker to me, but I can also see why. Jonak, obviously, he has been with the NYXL since the very beginning, and maybe he wants to look for a change. So, I'm not that surprised, to be honest. I feel like Jonak definitely deserves a lot better. I mean, like the players like Flora, Yakpang Guangbong, Friday, they did meh. I'll be honest. Kellyers, like obviously when Kellyers got into the roster, they did very very good. So yeah, I'm not that surprised to be honest, but it's well okay. I'm not surprised that the NYXL would land him test free agency. I'll be very surprised if he leaves the team though, because I feel like Jonak wants to stay with the NYXL, and the NYXL wants Jonak to stay. But if he doesn't, then that's going to be very interesting. Next up, according to multiple sources, the NYXL will be making a number of coaching changes this offseason. So we have a look at the coach. Oh my god, I need to do this. Okay, there we go. If we have a look at the coaching staff, the coaching staff includes Why Not, Squix, and IMT and Undyne. Well, not really IMT. IMT is just a head of data, but it's mainly Why Not, Squix, and Undyne. I mean, I could definitely see that. Why? Because um, the coaches didn't really do anything. I'll be honest. Um, yeah, they just didn't really do a lot. I mean, I know like the roster of the NYXL, this one right here, it was a bit, it was like it definitely looked like a rookie roster, especially with like Friday, Feather, Flora, Guangbong, and they also had to get Kalios into the lineup as well, because Bianca wasn't really doing anything, and then Yakpang was inconsistent as hell. So I could definitely see why they obviously struggled. So maybe another rebuild from the NYXL. Next up, according to multiple sources, the Florida Mayhem are allowing Kuki um, the opportunity to explore his options for next season. Won't be surprised if he gets into another team. I will not be surprised. Kuki deserves better. He did a fantastic job last season with the Mayhem, and then this season it was kind of all over the place because of OG not really performing well. The team didn't really perform well and everything, so I'm not that really surprised there. If he does get into another team, good on him. He deserves it. Next one, according to multiple sources, the Philly Fusion have allowed Funny Astro the opportunity to test free agency. However, the multiple sources state the Fusion remain very interested in seeing him return to the team for 2022. Most likely he will stay. Won't be surprised if he does stay. He's a very, very good main support player. I think his relationship with Alarm is also great. I think there's also other stuff like Poco is now in free agency as well. I mean, makes sense because he didn't get any playtime at all. I'm trying to think of like other free agents. I think Massa has also announced free agency on October the 3rd or October the 9th. So if it's October the 3rd, then it's currently right now for me. I think I'm trying to remember. Twilight has announced free agency as well. Can't remember who else, but there's obviously other players who have announced free agency. Now, if they announce free agency and they're still that basically means that and there haven't been announced of them leaving. That basically means that they are allowed to explore options like this one right here. Fusion are allowing Astro to test free agency, to explore free agency. If another team comes up with a good offer, then he may take it. If he doesn't, then he will most likely stay. Next one. According to multiple sources, multiple teams have notified the Mayhem of their interest in acquiring DPS player Yaki. He's not currently expected to become a free agent, but it is expected that he's going to be, as it stands right now, he's going to be traded. We don't know where he's going to be traded to, but he will most likely be traded. And for the final one, according to multiple sources, DPS player Flora will be returning to the NYXL next season. Obviously, great job. Flora did a pretty good job for the NYXL. I feel like he was the only great player on the roster other than Joe Knack. But Flora did a very, very good job, I'll be honest, with the Excelsior. Yeah, that's really about it for today's video. Obviously, this will be a weekly occurrence, a weekly video. So I'll be talking about first the roster changes, and then also the rumors for Halo Thoughts. Obviously, you can take it with a pinch of salt, because he's mostly very, very accurate. Sometimes he's not sometimes he's not as accurate, but he is pretty accurate nonetheless. Anyways, that's it for me now. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Catch you guys on next time in the next one. Goodbye.